Knopfklipper High friends, Darth Momo here. As we approach the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith, I thought I'd comment on a criticism that I've seen thrown at this movie since it came out. And this is the idea that Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side was rushed, or it doesn't work. Now, sure, I can understand why someone might feel this way, and I agree that there are moments of his fall that do feel a little jarring, or don't play out as well as they could. I also agree that the Clone Wars helped flesh out his fall. But as for the film itself, did Anakin go from honorable Jedi to mass-murdering Sith too quickly? Was him killing younglings a bit too much? Let's take a look. We see from the get-go with this film that Anakin has one priority: Padme. Everything was about Padme. He is so attached to her that he is willing to do what it takes to save her. When he learns the dark side might be the key to saving her, he actively considers it. Now also keep in mind, he doesn't have the best relationship with the Jedi. As we see in the movies, especially Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith, Mace Windu's kind of a jerk to Anakin. Unlike Palpatine, whom we see has befriended Anakin ever since he arrived, a time in which no one other than Qui-Gon actually liked him. So when we get to the pivotal scene where it's either Mace or Palpatine, he chooses Palpatine. Mace is supposed to be his ally, but Mace was a jerk to him. Palpatine is the enemy, but he's been way more of a friend than Mace, and on top of that, Padme, who we know Anakin cares more about than anyone, is about to die, and Palpatine is the key to saving her. So he chooses Palpatine. But this clearly isn't a decision he's happy about. He clearly doesn't seem happy. But here's the thing. Anakin doesn't think about the long-term implications of his actions. Anakin is an emotional guy, and he reacts emotionally. When he slaughtered the Tuskens, he wasn't thinking about the long-term implications. He was just acting out of emotion and rage. When he saves Palpatine, it's not a logical decision, but an emotional one. So it makes sense that he would do this. And as soon as he realizes what he's done, his first action is to regret it. But here's the thing. From his perspective, it's too late. There's no going back. No way, no how would the Jedi forgive him for causing Mace's death. He's in too deep. He helped a Sith assassinate a Jedi. So what else is there to do but join Palpatine? Especially since Palpatine is the key to saving Padme. But then Palpatine tells him it's time to kill all the Jedi. And based off of his face, he's clearly not happy about this. But it's too late. He's in too deep. He has to keep going or it was all for nothing. So when the Emperor tells him the obvious lie that every single Jedi was now an enemy of the Republic, he has to believe that because the truth is too damning. It would break him. When he kills the younglings, does that look like the face of someone who is happy with what he's doing? No. He's clearly conflicted. Then we get to Mustafar. He brutally wipes out the entire Separatist Council, and he doesn't seem too happy about how he's going about it. And then he gets a moment to himself. And what does he do? He breaks down and cries, because he can't help but realize deep down that he knows what he is doing is wrong. But he's too far in. With every step further he takes, it's even more and more impossible to come back from. That's why when Padme confronts him, he almost seems borderline delusional, because he has to persuade himself that he's in the right, that the Jedi betrayed him, that they were the real evil ones, because otherwise he has to confront the truth, and he just can't do that. It's why lines like, "From my point of view, the Jedi are evil," make no sense to us, because it's not what really happened, but Anakin has to believe it's the truth, otherwise he would break. But then something terrible happens. Padme dies anyway. He betrayed himself and sold his soul to the devil for Padme. But she died anyway. And this is where he breaks. The "no" gets criticized very often as goofy, but to me, it seems like the only logical way this scene could have gone. The very reason he did this all was now gone. And some people often ask why Anakin would still serve Palpatine after he sees it was all a ruse and Padme dies anyway. It's because what else was there? He lost everything. No Jedi, no Padme. It was all gone. All that remained was Palpatine. In the end, you do not want to crush the shadow, because the shadow is all you have left. Anakin became a slave to his emotions, and thus he was forced to pay the price. So he carries on as Vader because it's all he has left. This is why in Return of the Jedi, when Luke tries to tell Vader to run away with him, Vader says it is too late for him. Because he has no more motivation. Because in his mind, he made his decision, and he feels it's too late to walk away from it. The damage is there. What's done was done. So while I think Lucas could have executed this a little better, I think this is part of what he was going for with Anakin. And for anyone wondering, no, I didn't pull any of this from the books or shows or anything. This was all my interpretation as an audience member based off of a viewing of the film a few years back. Anyway, thanks for joining in, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. If you liked the video, comment down below and hit that like button. Oh, and check out some of my other videos. I'm sure you'll find them a delight.